Hey everybody, how's it going? Brad Hussey here. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hi Harold, how's it going? Let me just turn on one of my studio lights so we got better lighting. Oh my gosh. That should do the trick. All right. Okay. Oh, nice. This is great. We have people here. Love it. Hey, Ori, how's it going? Harold, night light on. This is great. Love it. So, happy Thursday. Happy Office Hours Live. We're going to be doing what we usually do with Office Hours Live, answering some questions. If you have questions at all, submit them in the type form or just straight in the comments box if you just want to just throw it in there. That always works for me. This office hours will basically be as long as we have questions. So if we only have a couple questions, I'll jibber jabber for a few minutes and give you an update, talk about a couple things, and then answer some questions, and that'll be it. But if you have questions, we could hang out here for 45 minutes. All right. So again, if you have questions about freelancing, consulting, starting a business, niching down, if you have any struggles, determining a product and service, pricing, my business, what I do, productivity, blogging, anything and everything within the starting a business and how to succeed as a consultant and a freelancer in this very fast-paced and busy online digital world. I'm here to help. That's what Freelancing Freedom's all about. That's what I spend my days thinking about, helping you. So a couple things before we get started here. I have some really exciting thing. I have something exciting to share. Really exciting to share with you masterclass students. So those of you who are in Freelancing Freedom Masterclass, good news. Good news for anyone, who even if you're not in masterclass, good, partial good news, but even better news for the masterclass students. So thumbs up, hands up, say aye if you're in masterclass. I got some good news for you. I'll tell you that in a couple moments. And thank you, Michelle. I see that you said you submitted a question. I see that it popped in there. We also have a question from Auntie. Oh man, I really got to get your name right. Auntie Thomas and Lori. Good to see you here. Okie dokie. So I want to share a little video for you. Hey, Billy. I want to share a little video for you. And then I'm going to let you know something fun and exciting. So let's have a little watch party for the next 2 minutes. 2.5 minutes. 3 minutes, okay. Hey, man. Good to see you. How's business going? So amazing. So busy. Day in, day out. Got to grind. You know what I mean? Hustle every day. So were you finally able to quit your job then? What? Yeah. No, totally. Never quit, man. Daily grind, So, sorry, remind me what it is that you do again? More like, what don't I do? Hold up. I gotta post that. What have you been working on? Any cool projects? Yeah. No, totally. I mean, like everything. Don't you follow me on Instagram? Influencing is my middle name. Pushing the envelope. I grind. Have you seen my latest Insta stories? Grind never sleeps, so this guy never sleeps. Hashtag scaling to 7 figures. You don't actually sleep? I mean, I have young kids, so I don't really sleep either. Kids, man. I don't got time for that when I'm 24/7, 366. 366? Leap year, bro. That's 24 hours of extra grind. Hashtag million by 30 doesn't make itself. Unless it's passive income. Then, yeah, it makes itself. That's a good blog post idea. Siri, remind me to outsource today's blog post.
Okay, I'll remind you to outsource blog post. When would you like to be reminded?
Every day. Siri is my 24/7 VA. You know what? I could actually use your help with something. I know you probably won't get it because you're not an influencer or lifestyle entrepreneur, but whatever, that's your choice. How can I help? I'm doing this 100-day challenge with my elite mastermind group and I'm going to scale up my social stats 10x. If you want 10x the results, you got to put in 10x the hustle. You know what I mean? Common sense. Daily grind. Hashtag pray hands. Super blessed. So I got 2 vibes I'm working with. I need you to help me pick one. The first vibe is I want to take on the energy of like a really gentle, loving entrepreneur. He's really smooth. He's got your back. He seems like really legit. Hey guys, how's it going? What's up? Today's daily Insta. I'm going to come at you with a real nice tip that you can incorporate in your life. A lot of love and inspiration coming at you from Real Modest Coffee Shop. I want them to feel like I care. I gotta send out the energy. I gotta send out the vibes. Who's got your back? Me. Because I really, really love that you follow me. So that's vibe number 1. Here's the other one. I see this one a lot. It's a pretty common one. It's a bit of a trend. I identify as a trend setter, so I know a good trend when I see it. So you gotta look right at the camera. If I had a whiteboard, that'd be great too, but your office doesn't have a whiteboard, so he stares right at the camera, and he's all about the aggressive, bouncing jump cuts. His hands are over here, something over there, and he's really feeling it, but he's really angry about it. He wants to come at you like you're stupid or something, give you that face, look at you like this, and I'm like, get it together. I'll say mean things to you. What's up? This thought, I had to share it. If I don't share it, who else is gonna share it? And like the hands over here. Bouncing movement, that's really important too. So that's what I'm working with. I got some pretty good ideas. Honestly, you should just try something a little bit more authentic. Yeah, cool, good talk. I'll do what I want. Hey, you know what? Sorry, I gotta go. I got 400 notifications, 85 emails, 47 posts, 6 podcasts, 3 conferences, 3 hours of drone footage, 12 5-second inspiration clips, 3 infographics, and 8 calls I gotta take care of this morning alone. If they don't sleep, I don't sleep. That's what it is. Daily grind, hustle, hustle. Oh, before I go, how's your little thing? That little thing that you're doing? How's that going? Good. Yeah. You know what? Forget about it. I'll tell you another time. You're clearly very busy. Totally, yeah, man. Cool. Send me your handle and I'll follow you on Insta. Just make sure you follow me back, okay? Oh, I get a crack out of that. It's funny. Hustle culture, right? So that, my friends, is a snippet from the new course, Launch Your Freelance Business by Freelancing Freedom. That is our brand new course that we're working on and making some awesome progress on it. And that is extracted from a lesson I'm writing, or a lesson I wrote, that's all about, well, let me give you the actual title. So I'm not... It's basically, obviously, the myth of more, me, busy, hustle, grind. The whole influencer, online entrepreneur, Insta entrepreneur, the big myth of what it is to be a business owner. And people, they mistake busyness and action and movement for progress, but all they're doing is just rocking and moving around, making noise in place and not actually doing anything. And that's kind of what I wanted to highlight in that little skit. As I said, that's a start of one of the lessons, and the lessons is kind of the true nature and the true formula of business, of starting a business. We all think we need more skills, or we're duped into thinking we need more skills, more time, more followers, more subscribers, more social media, more, lots of scrolling, lots of this. And you're mistaking the busyness for actual progress, but you got to stop that. You got to do yourself a favor and let all of those pretend entrepreneurs, those fakepreneurs, those fake business owners just making noise, let them do their thing. I care about you. And if you're doing that, I want you to stop. But everyone else, just let them do that. Let them make a bunch of noise and get their fingers in all the cookie jars, spreading themselves paper thin. And you do the exact opposite. And that's what Freelancing Freedom is all about. And this new course that we're building, it's all about doing the exact opposite of that. You don't need more. You already have enough. In fact, you probably have way too much, and you do too much. The only thing you actually need is focus, attention, long-term vision, and you need to just do one thing really well. So the simple formula for a perfect business is so simple. All it is clients plus a problem to solve and a solution to that problem. Those three things, that's a business. That's a business model that you can implement today and get started at. No amount of social media and busyness and craziness and tweeting and hashtags and all this stuff. That stuff doesn't matter. The clients find the problem and solve the problem. It's tried and true, watertight, proven. It works with the internet and without the internet. It doesn't rely on social media, trending hashtags, or personal brand identity campaigns. You just identify a minimum viable market, people that you want to serve, people you love and care about, a market that you want to help, find out what hurts them, find out how to make it not hurt anymore, and offer that solution to the said market for a price. Rinse, repeat, iterate, improve and scale, and succeed. That's how it works. That's it. No Instagram necessary. The more painful the problem, the more valuable your solution might be. The more valuable your solution, the better your business. The better your business, the bigger your bank account. So what about all the rest of the tools, the hacks, the techniques, and the strategies, social media, campaigns, SEO, content marketing, scaling, virtual assistants, and email funnels, and systemizing, and all that stuff? All of those things are just tools that you can add in where necessary to improve your main focus. So they shouldn't be the focus in and of itself. They should augment it, sharpen it. Your business is to solve problems, not to prance about on social media trying to hit the trending page, hoping for sponsorships to fund your travel hacking minimalist lifestyle. Okay? Spend 80% of your day undistracted, focusing on one thing that produces a tangible result for your business or for your client. And you will be leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else, spending 80% or more of their time distracted, making noise, and adding zero value to the market. Unfortunately, that's not an obvious statement anymore. It's not common wisdom among the new trend of business owners, if we want to call it that, influencers. This is not the business advice that you get anymore. You don't get this specifically on social media. It's vague, basic, and noisy at best. That's the advice that we get nowadays. And I don't want to have it. I don't care for it. I was affected by it. I followed parts of it. I was duped by some of it. Many of you are probably even confused, stressed, wondering, okay, should I be doing that? Should I blog about this? Should I do this? How about how do I get a lot of Instagram followers? How about this? How many blogs should I write? How big should my blogs be? What about this? What about this? What about this? Oh, if I could just have a trending hashtag, then I'll get a lot of traffic, and those traffic that could turn into sponsorships and podcasts and blah, 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 blah. Holy moly. Slow your roll, hit the brakes. You don't need hustle and grind, a motivational social media presence, and your attention spread a million pixels wide. You don't need to be everywhere at all times. I once thought that I needed to be everywhere at all times. And if I wasn't, then I was failing. My business was drowning and I was going to just totally bomb. But the opposite was true. My spreading myself thin and trying to be everywhere at all times to all people, doing all things and not focusing and just being everywhere, that was drowning me. That was drowning my business. That negatively impacted me, my happiness, and even my financial revenue in my business. If you're not solving problems and adding actual real world value, if someone asks you, what do you do? Who do you serve? What problem do you solve? How do you solve it? If you can't answer those questions on the fly just like that, then you're not clear enough on what you're doing. You're not focused enough. If you're not solving problems and not adding value, you're not in the business of making change. You're in the business of making noise. Okay? So, this isn't a judgment on anyone. I partially in that video, in my rant there, which is really one of the lessons in the course, is kind of poking fun at myself and the people that I know and I'm aware of and have followed and sometimes do follow, the books that I read, the podcasts that I listen to. Just more and more now, I'm just seeing it. At one point I was just like, okay, I got to do that tactic. Oh, this, oh man, imagine if you could just squeeze out that much more from the customers. If I could just boost my conversion rate, if I could just do this. Oh, I need Facebook ads. Whoa, I need to do Snapchat. Yeah, you know what? If I do Instagram every day, maybe I'll get really popular and I'll be trending with Gary Vee. Okay, how about this? And how about this? And then I would follow this and I see other people following it and I'm just going, oh man, is this what it's all about? It's not. It's not what it's all about. It's all fake. It's all noise. It's not real business. I mean, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. Go do that. Let me know how it works out for you. But for those of you who actually want to start a business and add actual value and live a life that feels nice and matters, full of purpose and meaning, you wake up and you go, man, this is a good day. I get to think about this. I get to work on this thing. I get to solve problems for those people. I get to make the world a better place for that person. And then grow from there. That is exciting. So if you're in the business of wanting to start a business up and make an impact in your little way so that you can make a good living and solve real problems and add real value and know who you are and what you want, then here I am. This is what I'm about. Okay? That's what this is about for me. That's what freelancing freedom is. It's the freedom to get away from that nonsense. It's the freedom to grow in your business. It's the freedom to start a business. It's the freedom to be a freelancer. It's the freedom to break away from freelancing into high-level consulting. It's the freedom to break out of high-level consulting and into a systemized, productized business. We can use social media. We can use our little phone gizmo gadgets. We can use the Instagram. We can use paid advertising. We can use all the things. Only as little tools and little tiny little things we can plug in to what really matters. If all of that fell away, do you still have a business? If the answer is no, then you don't actually have a real business. Unless your business is specifically online and you just do even this. If the internet went away, you'd think, oh, well, Brad doesn't have a business anymore. You know what Brad would do? Brad would go knocking on doors and say, hey, I'm going to help you start a business. But you got to come to my actual house or my office and we're going to get to work. I'm going to come to you. We're going to do consulting. I'll print out workbooks if I need to. You know, I'll do motivational talks at the colleges and the high schools. It's still a business. If you're a designer, you can still design without the internet. There was a design industry before the computer, don't you know? So if all this goes away, if all the Snapchats and all the Facebooks and all the social medias and all the scrolling and all the terrible nonsense that you hear nowadays and you see everywhere, if that went away, would you still have a business? The answer is no, then you probably don't have a legit business model. Now, there are exceptions to that, of course. People who do specific internet stuff. You know, Mark Zuckerberg wouldn't have a business. One of the richest people in the world wouldn't have a business. Amazon wouldn't have a business. So yes, of course, there's specific exceptions to this rule. But as a consultant, what I'm teaching you here, the easiest business that you can start up is a consulting business. As a freelancer, get a client. You find a client, you find their problem, you solve their problem. There you go. There's your business model. You could start that up in 24 hours and you can have a client within that same time frame and then work from there. That's great. That means you could start up a side business. You could start making some money right away instead of trying to dream up the next best idea and hoping you could just be rich. Okay. Cool. Lots of cool chats in here, guys. Am I making sense? Is this falling on deaf ears or am I? Alea says, Jasmine Star once said, are you just on social media or do you use social media? Love it. I've actually said this similar sort of thing. I'm not taking credit at all. She's much more influential than I on social media, but I've said a similar thing where I don't actually use social media anymore for personal reasons, with very slight exceptions. Sometimes I'll pull it open, but when I'm on Facebook, it's not to scroll and see what people are saying about stupid stuff. It's so I can make money. It's to check my ad campaign. It's to see how my group is for my mastermind for the Freelancing Freedom students. When I'm on Facebook, I'm in the Freelancing Freedom Mastermind, talking to actual students, talking to most of you guys, helping you, trying to add value there. If I'm on YouTube, you know, I'm uploading videos. I mean, that's I actually do use YouTube to learn stuff, but I'm not there just to be on it. I'm actually using it to add value or to make my life and my business better. So if you're on this too much, which you are, and that's not a judgment, that's me partially speaking to myself, 3 months ago, get off of it. Try it for a week. Put it away. Stop doing it for like a week. See what happens. And you be the judge. If you're in your business, more specifically, what I care most about is if you're in your business, you're trying to grow a business, and you are just always thinking that your Insta posts and your hashtags and your being on social media all the time is what makes a business, then go get a client. And all this time that you've been like trying to grow your social media following, I could have 8 people each have a client in a weekend, making actual money, paying their grocery bill for the month, and then growing from there. So that's what this is. This is what this is all about for me. And it's only more and more clear to me as I journey through this, learning from people and watching and observing people. And anyway, the office hours is about, answering questions. So I'm gonna answer a couple questions. Colin, speak the truth, Brad. Resmed says, good point on social media. Ori, real talk. Glad to help. I was on a little bit of a rant, but that's okay. Let's get at it. Let's get in it, folks. Auntie Thomas, I want to answer his question because it's late for him, and I want to do the honorable thing and be respectful. Answer his question while he's able to stay awake. Okay. Ante says, I've joined this course so I can become a full-time freelancer. Captain Obvious, smiley face. This for me means location, freedom, time, freedom, financial freedom. Love it, love it, love it. Now, I know that it's not going to be an easy pursuit and it might take some time, maybe even a few years until I achieve it. I like the phrasing of that. Not if I achieve it, until I achieve it. When I achieve it. Love it. That said, I'd like to use my skills to first reach location freedom while pursuing other forms of freedom. In other words, I'm going for a full-time remote position, so here's the plan. Immediate goal, switching to a web developer position at my current employer or a new one so I can up my web dev skills and keep freelancing on the side. Short-term goal, find a full-time remote position and keep freelancing on the side so I can achieve location freedom. This also entails getting the gigs on exclusive freelancer platforms such as TopTal and Codable. Long-term goal, full-time freelancing and achieving all 3 forms of freedom. I would like to hear your comments on this. It sounds like you got your stuff together, Auntie. Can you spell it for me, how to say your name properly? I sound like a total jerk every week when you ask questions, and I just don't know how to pronounce your name. Tell me if this is right. Ante. Let me know if that one's right. And now I'm going to comment on what you just said. You've got your stuff together. This is a great setup. At no point did you even really ask a question here. It sounds like you're just need a sounding board. And you're on the right track. So your immediate goal, switch to a web dev position at your current employer or a new one. That's great because now what you're going to do, good idea, because you can immediately action that. Find that job, get that job in your current position or a different one. That'll make your web dev skills better. You'll improve it. Great. And you can keep your freelancing and grow it on the side. Love it. Safe. Ante. Got it. Ante. I won't forget that now. The short-term goal, find the full-time remote position. Here's a suggestion. Instead of trying to find a full-time remote position, try to make your current position I got the spelling right. Sorry, I'm lost again. Try and make your full-time position, what you're working right now, the one that you can be remote. So instead of leaving that and then becoming remote, try and see if you can negotiate a remote position at your job. So you can start by becoming a web developer at your current employer or a different one. Gradually suggest the idea of becoming remote. 1 or 2 days a week, you say to your employer, I want to try this out. I work really well at home and I'd love to be able to to work 1 or 2 days a week, as a test to see if it's something that can work for both of us, and something that you can see that I actually can deliver on that. So, negotiate that, see if you can make that happen. As that works out, let's say it works out, employer says, okay, sure, we'll give it a try. And they see, oh man, you're crushing it at home. Then you can work from there and say, is there any way that we can extend this to, say, 3 weeks out of the month I work from home and 1 week I'll stay in studio, so that we can, do meetings and do in-person stuff and any sort of stuff that you need to review. But the other 3 weeks of the month, I will work from home. And gradually, try and get that leash, the reins, loosened a little bit on you, so that you can use your current position to transition into something more remote, maybe even ideally fully remote. Another option or suggestion coming away from that, if you want to get away from that employer altogether at some point, suggest that you're no longer an employee and they hire you on a contract basis, so they don't need to pay benefits or any of that sort of stuff, salaries and all that stuff. They just say, you just pay my invoice and I'll take care of the rest of it. That's also very attractive to employers. So that's another thought. Now, in your short-term goal, keep freelancing on the side. Yes, keep building that up. Get gigs on exclusive freelancing platforms, Top Talent, Codeable. Those are good places if you're looking to be subcontracted and hired out as a web developer, designer, programmer. Top Talent, Codeable. Cool. Long-term goal, full-time freelancing, achieving all forms of freedom, all 3 forms, which are financial, time, and location. Totally doable. And it sounds like you've got it. You've got the right things in mind. I was just writing about this today. One of the lessons in the new launch course for Freelancing Freedom is, how do I know what to focus on? And the first thing you need to do is identify what the end goal, what do you want? And then what's the end goal? So what do you want? You just did this right now. Location, time, and financial freedom, so that you can pursue full-time freelancing and have those 3 things. That's what you want. The end goal is you're traveling the world, you make decent money, maybe really great money, and you have an abundance of time. You feel great. So I see O'Hara and Novice are really sad that there are only 8 people currently watching live. It's totally fine. We use these as replays. They're available on the channel, and people watch them in hindsight, and also within the course, people in Freelancing Freedom, they review these live calls. So it's not so much about who's here live. It's just more so about answering common questions and providing resources for people who want to have those questions answered every single week. So don't feel sad that there are only a few people watching. So yeah, there it is. Anyway, what do you want? What's the end goal? Work backwards, break it into milestones, and break it into tasks so that you can actually action it starting today. You've done it. Good job, Ante. Okay. Let me see here. Michelle has a question. Okay. I'm currently putting together a new offering for clients. A template website that I can use to put together for them that will be more affordable for those that can't pay for my premium offering of a custom website. I don't know too many people who have gone this route, so I'm curious if you have and how your experience was like. If you wouldn't mind telling us a little about your own bridge services journey. Okay. So Michelle she offers premium solutions for custom websites. And she wants to offer a bridge. She wants to offer something that is below that and more accessible, so that she can basically get some introductory clients who might eventually upgrade or pay for higher value services. I don't know too many people who've gone this route, so I'm curious. This is great. These are the right questions to be asking, because a lot of freelancers, specifically web developers and web designers, think that your skill, your specific skill is the business. So I build websites and that's it, and I need $5,000 or $8,000 to build the website. but I don't know how to get those clients. And so what do I do? I guess I just go back to a job. Or the thing is, what I like about what you're doing here, Michelle, is you're actually approaching it like an entrepreneur. You're approaching it knowing the actual formula for a business. A lot of web designers and developers, programmers, coming at their consultancy, not seeing it as a consultancy, as a business, just seeing it as, I have a skill that I want you to buy. They come at it with the wrong mindset. And so Michelle, what she's doing here, what she's doing great is the formula you're using is the proper one, which is there's a client, a market niche, a problem that they experience. For the most part, I'm assuming what you've determined, and that you create a solution to that problem. Now, you know that there's more than one way to get them to the end result. It's not always just a big custom website. Maybe it's something much smaller. In your case, something templated, something smaller, something more affordable that can't pay for that premium service, and they don't actually value it yet. The cost of it is huge, but to them, the value is low. What you're trying to do is have the value be really high with the cost more affordable. Where you want to create something that is productized, that is templatized, that is, here's the price, here's what you get. And it's clear, it's defined, it's not custom, and that's clear. There's no smoke and mirrors or anything. It's very clear. So your question about, you said, I don't know many people who've gone this route. What's your experience? If you wouldn't mind telling. I think that that's a brilliant idea. Just because not many people, you don't know many people who've done that doesn't mean it's wrong. I actually think it is a brilliant idea. And what it will allow you to do is create a product that you can offer that can be sold without you being in place. So if it is truly templatized and productized, something that you can create once, so you build the solution, you develop as Alea mentions here, the turnkey service where they can pick the layout and build it. That can be sold, marketed, sold, and mostly delivered automatically. And what's great about that is that you can charge a lower price for that because it's not taking any of your personal time. That's where things get expensive. You can sell this product 24/7, 365. Or if we're going with the video I just posted, 24/7, 366, because you got to count the leap year. So I would strongly encourage you to do that. Now, you're asking about, bridging. Tell us about your bridging services journey. Mine was a little bit unconventional because I started out building websites for clients, and then no one told me anything. No one gave me the roadmap. I just was going through it in the dark, with my eyes closed and trying to figure it out. And my problem was I needed consistent income. I wasn't going back to traditional work, but I needed consistent income. So freelancing it was, but I also needed something else. So I thought, I can teach. I'm pretty good at that, I think. Maybe I can create a course on showing other people how to build websites. That took off, built another one of those, and grew from there. And from there, I realized that the big gap that was needed to be filled was people want to learn how to start their own business. And so I thought, well, that's what I did. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. This is great. Why don't more people do this? Why are so many people upset with their jobs? I'm not that much more talented than most other people. In fact, I'm pretty average. If you want to pull me into with everyone else, why aren't these people doing something that's amazing? I live this really meaningful, purposeful life, and I'm really happy with what I do. So let's help other people do that too. So for me, it was use what it is that I'm passionate about, using skills that I have and unique talents and desires that I have, pair it with the problem I see in the world and in the market, and create a solution to that. So that's what I did. And so for me, I'm providing high quality training and education for people who want to live a meaningful life, with purpose, and start a business that helps them achieve their time, location, and financial freedom. Hence, freelancing freedom. That's what it's about. So for me, that was my bridge, which turned into my more productized offer, which turned into my more elevated actual business model. And consulting and client work is something that I get to do whenever I want. I could say no to anything and yes to whatever it is that I want to do. And if I need some more clients, or if I want to just like do a bit more client work or see more people, then I know how it works. I can just smooth sail right back into that and get some more stuff going, and I know how to command a higher price. So for you, what I like though, because mine is a little bit disjointed that way. I'm not saying start freelancing as a coder and then teach people how to knit and then get really popular knitting and then teach those knitters how to invest in the stock market. Like that's not the approach I want you to take. I want you to start with service. So you're starting with service, building sites, helping people, building custom stuff, getting to know who your market is, what the problem is, how to solve the problem. And then from there you go, okay, I see enough of a pattern. I see the hesitations and the roadblocks for the people who don't buy, but I still can help them, not with a custom service. They don't even need a custom service. Let's create a simple productized and templatized solution that they can buy for a very affordable price. And if I can market that and scale that up and get that running on autopilot, then that would be a nice and tidy, regular and growing income in the background that will allow me to relax a bit, not have to say yes to every single client. And then I can scale up my product side of my business, my product offering, while I focus on the 20% of my clients who give me 80% of my results. And then you can grow from there. You can add an additional offer. You can incorporate other strategies for marketing it and growing it and scaling it. And so for you, Michelle, the first step is keep going with what you're building. You said you're currently putting together that new offer. Complete it. Validate it as well. So don't just like create a nice website, spend a lot of money and time creating what you think is the perfect templatized service, and then you find out that no one wants to buy it because it doesn't really matter or doesn't solve the problem you think it solves or should solve. Ask your actual clients. Ask the people who would buy from you, who didn't buy from you before, and say, this is what I'm considering doing. I'm going to be doing this. It's going to solve problem X, Y, and Z, and it's going to be positioned at around this price. And, this is what I'm looking to be able to do. Is that something that you would be, would actually get value from? Is that helpful to you? Or is there something about that you think should change? And you could preface it by saying, I'm not selling you anything. I'm actually just doing some product research. So just some ideas, Michelle. You're doing a good job. Keep at it. Keep us posted on it. I want to know more about your progress on this. Chip away at that and let us know where you're at with that, because that's a great idea. Something that you can automate, something that you can productize and get going in the background. So now you have an asset while you still do your one-to-one custom service. Love it. Great question, Michelle. Thank you for sharing that. Whew. Okay. Hey, Aaron. Welcome, man. And hey, Bao, good to see you here. Those were great questions. I really like those, Ante and Michelle. I appreciate that. So anyone who's joining us now, at the beginning of this, I shared a little clip. I posted the video on YouTube. It's kind of like a little comedy type skit about the problem with hustle culture and influential entrepreneurs and things like that. And people being misled on what a real business is, thinking that it's all about being on Instagram and social media and all that sort of stuff. You can watch the video after, but it's been extracted from the new course, Launch Your Freelance Business, which is well underway in filming and production. And the exciting news I wanted to share with you is that anybody here who's in Freelancing Freedom Masterclass gets, of course, you already know, access to Launch Your Freelance Business, the first course of 4 that we are building for free, the Masterclass students. And the really exciting news is that as of today, the Masterclass students, we are going to be giving you access to Module 1 with all the lessons, all the workbooks included. And I'm very excited about it. Module 1 includes, let me see if I can show you here. Maybe I'll do a quick screen share. Okay, you can see my screen. my face looking all funny there. Here is what you will get access to in your account today, before the end of the day is the goal. If not, maybe by midnight, but the goal is today, or potentially even just the end of this week, so Friday. But here you go. This is what module 1 looks like. I'm very excited about this. You got welcome to the course. It's the welcome video. And it's a 22-minute video that goes through everything you're going to learn, our promise, what you can expect from the course, our mission, vision, values, the 4 stages of freelancing freedom, clarifying some terminology. This is kind of like the, letting you know, here's what you can expect from us and what's about to happen. Let me see if I can share my, whoops. I want to share my face. There we go. So that's lesson 1. We go through the roadmap, what you're going to expect, how you can get the most value from the course, a little bit about me. And then, so that's the welcome. We're going to be giving the welcome packet and everything. That's still something that we're building right now, but you'll get access to that. Module 1. So this is how the course breaks down. We have module 1 training and module 1 application. So this is module 1 itself, and each module is going to have a training section and a application section. So the training section has all the videos that more or less all look like this. Focus. And what's cool is each of those lessons come with a lesson overview right here that you can follow along, kind of like transcript. And over here, the lesson resources, you can click on each of these little links. So you go to the reading list for the module. You can open up the PDF module 1 study guide and transcripts, the module 1 workbooks, the MP3, audio. You can discuss the course. These links take you straight to, they should take you straight to the comments, so that you can discuss it with the rest of the community. And so those are the modules. And then we jump down here, module 1 application. So this is where you learn the training. And each of those are very, very extensively written and produced videos. I pulled out all the stops, and then each of them have workbooks. So you can see we go through each of the workbooks. We walk through them. So stressing the importance of this one's all about setting effective goals that you can actually attain. This is a 14-page workbook. The workbook's right here for you to download, print out, and get to work on. Workbook number 2, 3, 4. We're working on some quizzes as well. And so this is module 1 itself. My computer's starting to lag a little bit here, so I'm going to switch back to my here. Okay, so that's what the masterclass students get access to before the end of tomorrow. I'm hoping today, but there's still some details we need to work out, but that's what the masterclass students get access to today. So you can actually get started on the course. Filming and writing for module 2 is happening right now. And as those modules become available, you will get them automatically into your account. So that's my big exciting news. For those of you who aren't masterclass students, that's totally fine. Don't be sad, because this course will ultimately find its way, if you want it, in your hands. We're going to be offering this new course. My goal is March, this quarter. Hopefully by March. That's the plan. I'm every day nonstop working on it. All the day, I'm only doing that. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not on social media. I'm not doing anything of that. I'm just working on creating the absolute best education and business training course for you to start your own business. And that's what I'm working on. So if you liked Freelancing Freedom course and the Freelancing Freedom Masterclass, you will not believe what is happening within Launch Your Freelance Business, which is the first of 4 courses. Launch your freelance business, systemize your business, productize your business, and elevate your business. And I take you through the big stages, the milestone stages of your business, so that you can start a business that matters, live a life full of meaning and passion, so you can have that time, that location, and that financial flexibility and freedom and independence, so that you can do something that you get excited about. So you can wake up and go, man, I get to do this today. That is awesome. I'm so grateful. And that's what I spend my days thinking about, helping you guys. Okay. Aaron. Okay. Sorry. I see lots of comments in here. This is great. Bao is pumped. Alea is pumped. Drum roll. Let's see. Aaron is excited. Ante is excited. This is awesome. I appreciate all of the support and everybody here following along and being patient, because it takes a lot of work. This is like 8 hours a day, every day that I'm working on this. Like, this isn't something that I'm like doing in like a weekend and just throwing some crap screen recording together. Like, it's high quality writing, production, planning, thinking, delivery. You know, I think the first module study guide and workbook is between 40 and 60 pages. It's like a small book, all dedicated to helping you get what it is that you need, solving the problem that you experience. If you don't experience that problem of, I don't know how to start a business and I don't know what to do and how do I do this, then you're not my audience. Then you're, for the course, at least, you're not the audience for the course. But anyone here who wants to start a business, wants to live a life full of meaning and passion and purpose, and wants to be able to achieve financial, time and location flexibility, independence and freedom by starting a business, then we should talk. That's what this is about. I see, Michelle, you have another question. I will answer your question. I'm just catching up on the comments here. Alea says, it's really great. I have to stop myself from watching it and then getting sidetracked. Yeah, I'm sending it all to Alea. And this is the exciting part. Every video is captioned. We are professional. We hired a professional captioning team at rev.com to caption every single video so that you can follow along with captions. They're sortable, so you can go through the script and you can click on it. It takes you to that video. This is really great for people like Harold and anyone who is hard of hearing or deaf. So I'm really excited and proud about that. Putting in the extra time, effort, and investment into making sure it's the best, absolute best. No compromising. Ante says, nice regarding the goal setting section of module 1. Is it based on the OKR methodology? You're going to have to tell me what the OKR methodology is, Ante. Maybe it is. I just haven't heard of what that means. Bao says, the quality in which you produce your content is what makes you stand out from others trying to teach the same thing. Really appreciate that, man. That's awesome. I started filming the course, actually, just doing a screen recording, no face, none of that. I just kind of did a screen recording with like a slide. And I was like, after 2 lessons, I went, what am I doing? This is what everyone else does. It's just like, it doesn't, I could just hire a voice actor, just read a script, and then just, there we go. There's the course. Give me money. Like, I couldn't get behind that. I wanted you to feel like I'm sitting there with you and I'm helping you overcome and break through one of the more important things that you'll experience in your life if you're looking to start a business. And that's what I wanted to be able to do. I wanted to come across in that manner with myself, my personality, because the stuff that I teach, if you really wanted to, you can piece parts of it here and there from watching this guy and reading that girl's blog post and doing this and going to that conference. Sure. But I've done all that for you. And I'm coming from my experience and my personality and my ability to communicate so that you can get what it is that you need. So I appreciate that, Bao. Aaron, the voice actor could be British. Yeah, or I could do the British accent. I mean, I got to work on it, but you know. Okay. All right. That was Australian. I could also do Australian. Now, okay, I want to get to the question and then we're going to wrap it. There's 2 questions. Michelle. There we go. Michelle says, can you talk about transitioning off of Can you talk about transitioning off of platforms like Upwork? They can be pretty consistent, but their fees are a lot and you don't get to apply a lead filter since it's all on their platform. So it's a lot of wasted time applying and talking with leads. Is spending time and money to advertise market in the real world worth jumping ship when these platforms can at least be consistent? Oh, great question. I'm not a fan of Upwork and the like for you running your business. I'm a fan of it if you want to use it as a tool for your business to get people to help you or to maybe find a virtual assistant or someone who might be able to help you with certain tasks or roles within your business. But it's a very slim, very slim market of who makes money on there. Probably the formula, the 80-20 formula, 20% of people, and this isn't scientific or data backed. I'm just assuming that there's probably about 20% of the people on Upwork and similar sites make 80% of the income. It's possible that even less than that, maybe 5% of the people actually make a living. I could be wrong. Maybe Upwork has the stats and the data and they say like this many of our freelancers actually live and work full time. But it's also quite possible that those freelancers making a good living are not actually they're not American, North American, Canadian, or in Western Europe, because you're competing with people who are charging $2, $5, $10 an hour. And last time I checked, I can't survive off of $5 an hour. So not a fan of it. If you're able to use it as an income generating source and it's not taking away from it's not adding, or it's adding to your business and not taking away from it, you could use it. You could use it for now. But where the real long-term sustainable business is in the real world. Not necessarily, off the internet. The internet is a tool that we can use to connect with more people and to have a bigger impact and influence. And I wouldn't just say jump ship, but you want to transition ship more so. Connect with real people, solve real problems. That's why it's less about here. I code sites for people because I can find anyone who codes sites for people. I can code sites for people. I can find someone cheap. I can find someone quick. I can find someone free, depending on what it is. So if that's the problem you're solving, then it's a commodity and you can get it cheaper and faster elsewhere. What you want to be is an indispensable linchpin, to use Seth Godin's words, in a specific, small, viable market of people you want to help and affect. Find out what hurts them, what keeps them up at night, what their problem is, what their pain point is, and solve the problem for them. You don't want to, here's another one. This is straight from Seth Godin's This Is Marketing book. So I'm not taking credit. I'm just preaching his message to you. It's, instead of creating a key and then trying to find a lock that it fits, find a lock and build a key that opens it. So to make that make more sense or be more practical, if you're I'm a web developer or I have a skill, so there's your key, and you're just going around trying to shove it in a bunch of different holes, forgive me for the image, you want to find the lock. That's the problem. In a specific market, a viable market of people that you care about helping, and then build and create a lock for it. As Aaron just put, amen, brother, be the locksmith. Don't be the person who creates a key and just tries to shove it in a hole. Skeleton keys don't work anymore, okay? You want to find the lock and build a key that unlocks it. Be the locksmith. So for you, Michelle, and for everyone listening, business is about solving problems for people in a specific market that you want to be a part of. You want to get up and go, okay, I'm excited to help these people. You don't want to get up and go, oh man, this is all I'm only doing this for the money. Money isn't everything. And if you're worshiping money and making it making it the altar at which you worship, and you think that that's what business is all about and happiness, then you're going to be so miserable. But if you find the people that you actually want to help, find their problems to create the solution, and use your skills as a way to solve that problem, now we're in business. Now you're going to feel good about it. Now you're going to be passionate. Now it's going to come across to your customers and your leads that you love what you do and you actually have their best interests at heart. And they're going to look for you time and time again. They're going to refer you time and time again. And you're going to make an impact. You're going to make a reputation and a legacy of a business that actually matters, that you feel good about, that pays the bills, provides you the time and freedom you're looking for, and ultimately something that you can be proud about, something that actually makes a difference, versus just being a commodity and just trying to scratch your way to the bottom. Does that make sense? I kind of came hard at you there, Michelle, but I know you get it. And And anyone who's listening, I hope that opens your eyes or your ears a little bit. Yamamoto says, Brad in the house. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Okay. One more final question. You're very welcome, Michelle. Awesome. Okay. This is from ResMed. Hey, Brad, I do some programming stuff, but how do I know if I'm ready for freelancing work? I'm afraid I'm not doing it well. Just do it, man. Just do it. If you already can code a little bit, then you can code. That means you can code better than somebody else. And that person who needs someone to code their thing, but they're not willing to pay, maybe like John's $5,000 fee or Michelle's, $8,000 custom fee. I'm just making these numbers up for names in the chat. But if you can code better than somebody else and that person needs your help, but they're not willing to pay that big price, you're in the perfect spot to get started, man. You got to clean up where others are leaving it on the table. Because when you graduate to a higher category, you can't serve everyone. You have to find the people that you want to serve, and you're going to outgrow people. But when you're just starting, you got to start modest and humble. And you got to help the people who are at ground level with you. And so if you can code a little bit, you can code better than somebody else. It's not hard to learn to code. It's not hard to be better at coding. And it's not hard to get some design principles in mind and practice. You can do that at any time, anywhere with your computer, and you can improve that. I am holding a cookie, by the way. So it's easy to improve what you're doing. So improve some of your work, improve some of your skills and your ability, but your confidence will always be lower than what you want it to be. Mine is. Whenever you do something that's new, you go, oh man, this is scary. Oh my gosh, this sucks. I'm so not comfortable with this. But if you don't do it, you'll never actually overcome that barrier, and you'll always be afraid, and you'll never make progress. And then you'll wonder why you're not making progress and what's happening and why everyone else is making progress, it seems, but you're not. It's because you're not taking the leap. You're not jumping in. You're not letting go of the rope and just climbing to the top. So for you, ResMed, get to work, practice a little bit. But what's more important is actually do it. Find somebody, find a client, whether you're on Upwork and you're just putting yourself out there, or you're posting on social media, your immediate connections and your friends list, and you're saying, hey, I'm in business. This is what I do. I have 3 spots for clients. Here's my introductory new client pricing. And if you know somebody, or you are somebody who needs this specific thing, then give me a call and I want to help you out. That's how you can get started, ResMed. You can start that today. Don't be afraid of not doing well, because everybody sucks at first. I sucked at first, and everybody in here in some way, shape, or form sucked at first. But if you use that as your gauge for saying, okay, I shouldn't move forward, then you're not getting anywhere. So get started, get to work, and come back to me when you got started on it. Next week, next Thursday in our office hours, I want to see you here saying, all right, Brad, I did it. I took a leap. I did something. Here's what's happening. Even if you come back and said, I put myself out there and I failed flat on my face. I don't care if I hear that either, because that means you did something. And that doesn't mean that it's game over for you. So life's not the Hunger Games where you just do something, you fail, and then it's it. It doesn't work that way. You get to try again. Okay. Apparently, Lori says, apparently you survived sucking at first. Of course. I could have not survived because it was hard. But you just keep going. And you get better, and you pick things up as you go. And then if you could find somebody, a mentor, a coach, a friend, a book, somebody else who's further up the road than you, latch onto that and glean from them their experience, their failures, and their wisdom. That's what I'm doing here. I'm sharing with you what it is that works and doesn't work. And you could take what from that and apply it to your own scenario and figure it out for yourself as well in a way more accelerated, clean fashion than I would have done and what other people do and aren't ready and don't have someone to hold their hand along the way. Aaron, hey buddy pal, says Aaron, do you happen to know what pricing points are going to be for the rest of the classes for masterclass students? Great question. Probably something you should send us a private message. We're working on pricing. It's going to be reasonable, especially for masterclass students, reasonably priced. I'm not looking to break the bank for people. I'm trying to find that right position where It feels like an investment. So you're going to take it seriously. I'm not interested in tire kickers. So if you're a tire kicker and you're going to go, oh man, I really just want to save that money for my lattes and my McDonald's budget, then you're not going to, I can't help you because you're not going to actually commit. But but I don't want to break the bank. I don't want you to go, I would like to do it, but that's too high for me. I get the people who are starting their business are in a specific position. The people who are already making money and they're full time, different story. We're not there figuring out the pricing yet. But for masterclass students, yes, we will have more reasonable pricing, compassion pricing for rewarding actual masterclass students. So you could send us a message about that, and I can let you know what we know about it, and I'll be sharing that as we go too. Shovely Joe says, great lattes and McDonald's accent. Yeah, thanks, bud. Michelle Carroll, Alea says we for sure need to talk. Yeah, send Alea a message. Alea is magic when it comes to hitting the ground running with these sorts of things, Michelle, and you're part of the course. So if you have any questions, you can shoot it at myself or Alea, or again in these office hours. Okay. Let me see here. I am going over time just a little bit, but there's some great comments happening. Objectives and key results, says Ante Thomas, are about trying to set ambitious goals, tracking progress. Objectives are ambitious and may feel somewhat uncomfortable. Key results are measurable, should be easy to grade with a number, and the sweet spot. Yes. Okay. That if someone consistently fully attains their objectives, their OKRs aren't ambitious enough. Yes. Then exactly. Objectives and key results. It's exactly the formula I'm going. I call it, from my own mind, is the, big, specific, and time bound. So big, something big enough that is ambitious. So the ambitious kind of objective and goal. Specific is something that is actually not just flighty. You want something specific and measurable so that you can track your progress, as you mentioned there. And time bound is my part that says, okay, you have a year to do it. You have a month to do it. You have 2 years to do it. You have, 5 minutes to do it. In this case, I have 60 minutes to deliver an amazing office hours live, answer as many questions as possible, and deliver value, be honest, and close it up. So that there we go. We're at 62 minutes, and it's probably time for me to get going. So, thank you, everybody. This is great. This is an awesome office hours. We have a good amount of people here watching and lots of comments, and I love it because you guys warm up as we go. You're always like, oh, Brad, and office hours? Oh, I'm not so sure. And then you're like, oh yeah, I really like this. And by the end of it, everyone's throwing stuff at me, and I answer most questions in the last 20% of the live stream. Okay. Thanks, folks. I'm very excited for this new phase. Launch your freelance business. Masterclass students, you'll be getting that in your account within the next 24 hours. I'm excited for you to see it. I'm very excited for you to see it. And for anyone who is excited for this next stage, Launch Your Freelance Business, our first course, will be available soon. That's what I'm working on all day, spending all day, every day, getting that out to you. So thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate you. I was working on in my head some of those closing catchphrases. So when I have a closing catchphrase that I can really get behind, I'll let you know about it. But for now, as usual, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and God bless you. Have a good Thursday. I can't find the finish button. Bye-bye.